What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to our video here on Pig City Hockey. The 2024-2025 regular season has finally concluded for the Winnipeg Jets, and it is concluded with a pretty crazy game against the Anaheim Ducks for Fan Appreciation Night. First off, I want to say that the Jets did a pretty damn good job with Fan Appreciation Night. It was fun for me to be able to check that out, come in and check that out. They gave everybody a free Winnipeg Jets metal cup that you could fill up with pop all night long, so free refills all night long, and everyone got a free hot dog. So can't really go wrong for that, getting free drink and free food all night long. So shout out to the Winnipeg Jets for doing a pretty nice fan appreciation night for everybody. But this game was really, really fun to just be at because, the Jets didn't even play sloppy. They had over, almost 50 shots on net in this game, and they were only able to put up 2 goals, and it went to overtime. It was just a very weird goaltending matchup. And I didn't expect that. I honestly thought, the Jets would come out and steamroll Anaheim. I knew Anaheim wanted to have something to prove, one of their last game of the season too. But I did not expect the game to go this way. And it was a hell of a matchup. It was pretty damn entertaining. Great crowd, sellout night for Canada Life Center. And it was a hell of a game to go to. And it was just really fun to kind of get that energy up before the playoffs start. Playoffs start Saturday. Schedule came out. It'll be Saturday and Monday. Game 1 and 2. I got tickets to both games. I am looking so damn forward to it. Can't wait to see all of you there. It's going to be a hell of a time. And I think the biggest takeaway to take from this game, going forward, I think, was the composure of the Jets. They continued to play their game. They continued to put up heavy shots against a weaker opponent when the goals weren't going in, and they didn't fold. The Jets did not play a bad game and sacrifice and give up opportunities and for Anaheim to score and whatnot by just being sloppy and chasing a goal and chasing a victory. That really wasn't what tonight was like, and the Jets really played a good team effort, and that team effort ended up getting the 2 points extra to set a franchise record for the best regular season in franchise history. So you gotta love it. Hell of a game, like I said, and just a really, really good night to be a Jets fan and a great way to end a historic season. The only thing I think would have been cooler if they had the President's Trophy there, but at the end of the day, who cares about the President's Trophy? We all want Lord Stanley. Before we really get more into talking about anything else, I want to go into the news that has come out the last 24 hours. I was trying to get a short out yesterday in the airport before my flight, just didn't have the time before the game and whatnot to get it up, but yesterday the Winnipeg Jets signed Alex Iafallo to a 3-year contract that, if I'm not mistaken, valued at $3.6 million, so pretty damn fair deal for the Swiss Army knife. He's been very successful since he got to Winnipeg, really finding good chemistry with the fourth line, really balancing it out well with the first line as well because of the Velarde injury, and he's just really been able to work anywhere in the lineup. And, I think the Jets really value players like that. You look at a guy like Matthew Perreault that was here for a very long time and was honestly one of the best free agent signings this franchise has ever really, put out in day one of free agency. And I think that when you look at what the success they had with Matthew Perreault and how he was able to play in the lineup all over the place, I think that's exactly what they're going for in a guy like Alex Iafallo. And also on a side note, this is a guy that was not drafted by the Jets, not from Canada, and gets traded to Winnipeg, falls in love with the city and the province, loves it here, wants to stay, is committed to the club. It's just another example of, everyone doesn't want to sign and play in Winnipeg unless you come here and play in Winnipeg, and then it seems like everybody wants to stay. So you love seeing stuff like that, another victory for actual fans of this club and not all the haters that want to just spew crap about how nobody wants to play in Winnipeg and how the team will be gone in 5 years. So, you like seeing stuff like that happen, but on to the bigger note, the bigger signing that just broke, 10 minutes ago at the time of me recording this, which I still haven't really, it's still rattling around my brain, hasn't really settled down yet, but that is the fact that Iafallo Pionk has just signed a massive contract extension with the Winnipeg Jets, 6 years, $7 million. Now, let's get into it. I think this is a terrible contract and has the potential to be the worst contract in Winnipeg Jets 2.0 history. And I know that we've had some stinkers, but I really think that this has potential. That's just a gross overpay. And more importantly, the reason why it leaves such a sour taste in my mouth is you sign Iafallo, you sign Iafallo Pionk in a span of, 24, 48 hours or whatever it was. Literally almost 24 hours, I think, actually, which is crazy. So Nikolai Ehlers is 99.9% walking away from this team. And I think that is a massive loss. And I think that when you look at the prospect core, you look at the defensive things, you look at a guy like Elias Samuelsson, I think the Jets are closer to having a more elite defensive core with their own drafted prospects than they are with their forward core. You know, like Nikita Chibrikov is not going to come in and replace Nikolai Ehlers. Brad Lambert, maybe he'll be able to come in and replace Nikolai Ehlers, but Brad Lambert had a down year. So, you know, how much faith can you put in that? Like, I'm just really bummed out that it looks like Nikolai Ehlers is walking. That's the worst thing about this contract. It's not the fact that it's an overpay by, you know, millions and millions of dollars and the term is horrible, even though I'm not a fan of it. It's that Nikolai Ehlers is probably walking away now. And I think that is just a really bad look and stain on this franchise, a completely underutilized player for this club. His entire career, I know he's battled injuries, and that's probably the main reason why they're not looking to sign him long-term, because Ehlers is what? He's played 3 healthy, full 82-game seasons in his whole career. So you're just not going to find, you know, winning success like that with a lot over, you know, getting into his late to 30s, you know, with injury problems. I bet that's what they're looking at. So I can understand it, but I still disagree, and I still think it sucks. So that's a huge, huge day of news for the Winnipeg Jets in the last couple of hours. You know, you had a great game last night, which was a lot of fun, but, you know, getting to the meat of what this video really is, the fact that the Jets have a playoff game tomorrow after a historic year, and they're signing pretty much everybody. Like, I did not expect to see contracts getting signed going into the playoffs. I did not expect it. I honestly didn't even realize that you could still sign players. Like, I guess you can, but I just feel like you don't see it this late into the year. You know, teams are so committed and all their minds are on the playoffs and whatnot. So it's just very interesting to see the Jets find themselves in a situation where they can sign a guy like Alex Iafallo to a fair contract and a Iafallo Pionk to a contract in pretty much the span of 24 hours, the day before, you know, or 2 days before the biggest playoff game, you know, you've played in a very long time. There's a lot of expectation on this club this year, especially after what happened last year against Colorado. So it's just very interesting that they're going this route and signing these players now instead of later. I like that they're committed to these guys. I just wish the Pionk deal was a bit more team friendly, I guess I could say, instead of being $7 million but with 6 years a term. But the Alex Iafallo deal, I'm a really big fan of. I think it's going to work out for him and for the club with his age term and whatnot. I think it's a good fit. So we're going to have to wait and see about that Pionk deal. I think it has the chance to turn really ugly in a couple of years. And obviously now, more importantly, lock up Dylan Samberg for a century, please. And I think we'll be good to go. So let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below about all these moves, the game, the season, everything that's going on. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts going into the playoffs. This game was this video was a little bit of a all over the place. But I feel like that's at the end of the year, you know, with a nothing game that really didn't matter against the Anaheim Ducks. Why not keep talking about, you know, the news and combine it all into one? So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Peace, love, and positivity as always. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section, like I said, about everything. I would love to hear your predictions on the first round matchup. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the contracts that were just given out. Let me know your thoughts about everything Winnipeg Jets down in the comment section below. Follow me on Twitter if you haven't already. I'll be extremely active during the playoffs, as well as my Instagram account. You can find all those links down in the description below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Turn on notifications if you haven't already. Thanks so much for watching this video, and thank you all so much for an incredible season, as always, of covering your Winnipeg Jets. All of you viewers out there, commenters, you're the reason why I make these videos. You make it this fun. You make this the worthwhile experience. Just can be able to see all you guys interacting with the videos and enjoying the content. So thank you all so much. I hope you enjoyed another year of Jets content, and I cannot wait to bring you all the whiteout content I can make. So peace, love, and positivity as always. Go Jets, go, and I will see you all in the next one very, very soon.